Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me. Today's topic is nuts. So I wanted to talk a little bit about nuts today. Um, there are a lot of different types of nuts. I'm sure I'm not going to name off all the edible nuts or even the popular ones right now, but I'm just going to name off a few. There are hazelnuts or filberts. There are cashews, macadamia nuts, almonds, walnuts, pecans or pecans, pistachios, and that's what I've got for the moment. So, nuts are a bit of a unique food when it comes to plant based foods. If you are eating a variety of different types and colors of foods on a whole food plant based diet, all other things being equal, you really don't have to monitor how much you're eating. And you can just eat until you're full. Your body will make it so you can't eat anymore when you have had more than you can handle. And that's whole food, plant based, though. That's not oils and processed foods. However, nuts actually don't really count, they don't work that way. See, nuts are really high in fat, which fat is good for us. We need fats, we need carbohydrates, we need proteins. We don't really need to monitor them and try to figure out how much of everything is in all of our food. But what you need to know is nuts are really high in fat. And now, if you were walking around out in nature and gathering your food, okay, so if the Industrial Revolution, in fact, hadn't occurred and we hadn't invented machines to shell all of these nuts so quickly so that we could just go to the store and buy a 1 pound bag of almonds or walnuts, etc., and eat them and eat them and eat them and eat the whole bag all at once, we wouldn't have to worry about this anyway. Nature designed it so nuts were in these hard shells and it takes humans a while to crack into them. So we would not be overeating nuts if we didn't have them pre-shelled for us by machines. But since we do, it can be very easy for us to eat too many nuts and cause an imbalance, and we'll wind up with acne and things like that. So it's really easy when you think about it. You just think about the way the nuts are. You know, if you ever go and buy walnuts in their shells, how long does it take you to get a handful of walnuts out of their shells and ready to eat? Basically, a handful is a good serving size when it comes to nuts. Like a handful a day is a good serving size. But, you know, let's not be too exact. We don't need to eat nuts every day. There are plenty of other things to eat. And so some days you may wish to eat a meal or something that has 2-3 cups of nuts into the meal. You may wish to eat some of that. And then not eat, nuts the next day and the next day and the next day and so forth. So it's really not hard. Just remember that they come in the shells. Think about it. Think about how long they take to crack open. Think about how much of them you would be eating if you didn't have them pre-shelled for you, and be sensible. That's really all there is to it when it comes to balancing nuts. So nuts are great. There are lots of ways to eat nuts and to incorporate them into your meals. So I'm going to give you some suggestions of ways to do that. A lot of people like to throw nuts on their salad. Pine nuts, there's another nut. I knew I was going to think of another one. Pine nuts, walnuts. A lot of people like to eat nuts on their salad. You could do that, just throw them right on. There are nut milks. So almond milk, hazelnut milk, etc. I like to make grain dishes and put nuts in them. So if you're in my recipe groups, there's a number of recipes in there with that kind of thing where I've got couscous, whole wheat couscous, and I've got some walnuts in there with some cherries, some oranges, stuff like that. Cashews, I love to throw cashews into different dishes, pasta dishes and things, Asian stir fries, cashews. Yeah, so there's another one, I think lime juice, almonds, and quinoa, rice, wild rice. So you can really easily, for me anyway, I can really easily think up fun dishes that are quick and easy and just have a few ingredients by using nuts and either vegetable or fruit and grains. Other things you can do are you can put them into your baked goods, of course. Banana nut bread, you can make vegan banana nut bread, you can make vegan whatever baked goods and put them into into your baked goods. You can add some of them to smoothies. What was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, raw pie crusts. A lot of the raw pie crusts are made of nuts. They're really delicious. Trail mix. You can make your own trail mix with nuts in there. And I love to do that. That's so delicious to take on hikes and things. There's really a lot of different things. There's no limit. You can make, if you use nut milk, anytime that you would normally use milk, you can put in the nut milk and you're consuming nuts that way. So if you have cereal or you're baking or whatever in your coffee, so on. So there you are. There's also a fun bonbon recipe that's raw, where you put dates and nuts and shredded coconut into a food processor and add different things if you want to, like raw cacao or vanilla, and then roll them up into balls. Great appetizers, great desserts. Pine nuts, again, you can use them to make pesto, to make vegan Alfredo sauce. And in fact, you can use other nuts too if you don't want to pay the price of pine nuts. Walnuts, cashews, vegan Parmesan alternatives made out of nuts. You can make a cheesy sort of crumble for nuts. You can make all kinds of crumbles out of nuts, There's really a lot of things. Things keep popping in and out of my head because there's so many different things here. Sauces. You can make sauces and dips out of nuts. Dressing. You can make your homemade dressings out of nuts. So there's really a lot, and if you go looking for things, you can find more things online, I'm sure. So that's basically all I have for this video. I just wanted to do a quick one to share a little bit that I've shared. I do want to say peanuts are not nuts, so I didn't share any of the ways that I use peanuts, but maybe sometime I'll do a legume video, because that's what they are. They're a legume, and I'll talk about that. Oh my gosh, I forgot nut butters. There are so many different kinds of nut butters. Almond butter, cashew butter, pecan butter, walnut butter, Brazil nut butter. There are macadamia nut butter. Just about, any nut you can make into a nut butter if you have the proper equipment. You can buy them online. Futter butter, I think that's one I've bought from quite a while ago, but I'm sorry guys, I'm not sure. Just go looking, but read the ingredients, of course, and make sure they're not adding things like sugar and salt and oil. You just want the nuts blended into a butter. Some of them you can find at stores. I know our co-op has walnut and pecan butter, as well as cashew butter and almond butter. Most stores have almond butter, at least. So there you go, there's another one, and they're great on celery and sandwiches and all kinds of things. So, alright, I'm out for now. Please let me know if you liked the video by giving it a thumbs up. Comments are welcome, of course, and subscribe if you have not subscribed and you would like to make sure you get all of my videos when they come out. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and be well.